What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Sunday, June 21st. These picks apply for the DraftKings Showdown slate. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple. They just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, remember, we have a daily cheat sheet for esports for League of Legends, and that's linked from the Sports tab right at the top of Draft Dashboard. And we now have a cheat sheet for Korean baseball, NASCAR, and the MMA, and you can find those cheat sheets linked from the Draft Dashboard news. Okay guys, let's take a look at this DraftKings Showdown for the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Denver Nuggets. So I'm going to start off by giving you the top value play on the slate, and that's Will Barton, projected at 31.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 6.4 times value. He's 5,000 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 5% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 40% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 48% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 7% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So he has a 55% chance to score 30 fantasy points or more and crush value. This is the best play on the slate, so I like Will Barton here at 5,000 DraftKings salary. Okay, another nice value play here is Paul Millsap, projected at 24.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.6 times value. He's 5,400 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 23% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 39% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, and a 39% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So I like Paul Millsap here at 5,400 DraftKings salary. And another nice value play moving up into the mid-range here is Brandon Clarke, projected at 24.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.1 times value. He's 5,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 16% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 62% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, and a 22% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So not as good as those previous value plays, but he does fit into my lineup quite nicely, allowing me to get up to the studs that I want to get to. So I like Brandon Clarke here at 5,800 DraftKings salary. Okay, now moving up in salary here, I like Jonas Valanciunas, projected at 34.7 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.8 times value. He's 7,200 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 35% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 45% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 16% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Jonas Valanciunas here at 7,200 DraftKings salary. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. So look, guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Okay, and then the captain of the slate, the best stud on the slate, is Nikola Jokic, projected at 47.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.4 times value. He's 10,600 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, an 8% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 41% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 35% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 15% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. He has the most 60-plus point upside on the slate. He's got a reasonable salary. He makes a perfect captain. So I like Nikola Jokic here at 10,600 DraftKings salary. Okay, so there's not many studs on this slate. Really, it's just Nikola Jokic as your captain, and then you play Jonas Valanciunas, and then you're going to have Will Barton in there, and that's going to leave you with enough salary for one of these upper studs. They're not really studs, they're just priced like studs because there's no other studs on the slate. So you're going to be able to play either Jamal Murray or Ja Morant. And looking at the sim scores between the two of these guys, it looks like the better play is Ja Morant, projected at 33.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 3.3 times value. He's 10,200 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 41% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 44% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 12% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Ja Morant here at 10,200 DraftKings salary. And really, if you need to save the salary, I just happen to have the 400 left over, so I was able to get up from Jamal Murray to Ja Morant. But if you don't have the salary and you can only fit Jamal Murray, he's pretty much the same player as Ja Morant. Their sim scores are almost the same, with the same 45 plus point upside. So I like both Jamal Murray and Ja Morant, although you're only going to fit them because you have to, because with the value plays and the lack of studs on the slate, you're going to have to pick one of these guys. But those are my picks for tonight's DraftKings Showdown.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate, so you can come on in and check that out.